Hello children, welcome to Standard 10 ICSE Biology classes. Today, under the chapter The Circulatory System, we'll discuss about the subtopics pulse, tissue fluid, lymph and spleen. Let's begin with pulse. The arteries, on account of their elastic muscular walls, distend every time blood is forced through them due to the contraction of the heart. This distension can be easily felt by pressing your finger gently over an artery that has come up superficially, such as the radial artery of the wrist on the side of the thumb. Counting of the pulse is indirectly the counting of the heartbeat. The pulse rate increases due to physical exercise or even under certain emotions. So, we can define pulse as the alternate expansion and elastic recoil of the wall of the artery during ventricular systole. Now, let's understand about tissue fluid. As the blood flows in the arteries of the tissues, the plasma and the leukocytes leak out through their walls. This fluid bathes the cells and is called the tissue fluid or the intercellular or the extracellular fluid. It is from this fluid that the cells absorb oxygen and other required substances and in turn give out carbon dioxide and other waste back into it. Now, let's know about lymph and lymphatic system. Some of the tissue fluid may be reabsorbed into the blood vessels, but most of it enters another set of minute channels named lymph vessels, where it is called lymph. The lymph flows in the vessels due to the contraction of the surrounding muscles. This again is a beneficial effect of physical exercise. The lymph vessels on the way drain lymph into lymph nodes, from where fresh lymph channels arise and ultimately pour the lymphs into the major anterior veins close to their entry into the right auricle and is again in circulation. Now, let's understand the composition of lymph. The cellular part includes only leukocytes, mainly lymphocytes, and there are no blood platelets, whereas the non-cellular part constitutes of about 94% of water and other solids about 6%, which include proteins, fats, carbohydrates, enzymes, antibodies, etc. Now, let's study the functions of lymph. First one is nutritive. It supplies nutrition and oxygen to those parts where blood cannot reach. Second one is drainage. It drains away excess tissue fluid and metabolites and returns protein to the blood from the tissue spaces. The third function is absorption. Fats from the intestine are absorbed through lymphatics, that is lacteals located in the intestinal villi. And the last function of lymph is defense. Lymphocytes and monocytes of the lymph function to defend the body. The lymphatics also remove bacteria from the tissues. Experiencing painful swellings in your groins or in the axles of arms when you get a boil or injury in the limbs is a protective sign. The lymph nodes tend to localize the infection and prevent it from spreading to the body as a whole. The tonsils on the sides of the neck are also examples of lymph glands. Spleen is a large lymphatic organ about the size of a clenched fist, reddish brown in color and situated in the abdomen behind the stomach and above the left kidney. Now, let's understand the functions of spleen. The first one is spleen acts as a reservoir of blood. In an emergency such as hemorrhage, physical or emotional stress, or in carbon monoxide poisoning, the spleen releases the stored blood into the bloodstream. The second function of spleen is it produces lymphocytes. Spleen also destroys worn out red blood cells. In an embryo, spleen produces the RBCs. With this, we come to an end of our today's session. Now, it's time for home assignment. Thank you.